Unfinished basements, utility rooms, and storage spaces don't get very much attention from sellers, and they should. In this video, I'm going to explain why unfinished basements, storage spaces, and utility rooms are so important to buyers and what you can do to get yours ready. Put your house on the market. I'm Joel Y. I've been a real estate agent in the state of Kansas since 2009, and before that, I was a project manager in the real estate construction arena. So I've been in real estate practically my entire adult life, and that's where I get the insight, the knowledge, and the expertise that I use to teach you to sell your house yourself for the most money and to sell it fast. So unfinished basements. There's two reasons why buyers like unfinished basements. One is so they can finish it, to build equity in the house that you sold them. And the other is for storage. Storage is very important to buyers. So a lot of this video is going to pertain to all the storage spaces in your house, including like in the garage, storage in the utility room, in the unfinished basement part, and also in specified storage places. So first, you want to make sure that your storage spaces are clean, neat, and organized. So you want to take your stuff and make sure it's like in plastic bins with lids on them and stacked or otherwise stored very neatly. In fact, moving is a really good time to purge, to get rid of all the stuff that you don't use anymore. That will free up storage space too that will look attractive to your buyers. I see storage rooms sometimes that are so packed full of stuff that they're spilling off the shelves, it's all over the floor, there's barely room to walk in there. When a buyer sees that, they don't see any room to put their stuff. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but that's how a buyer thinks. If the storage room is full, there's no room for their stuff. So they're gonna have to move on to a house with more storage. Now the utility rooms can also be used for storage, so the same pertains to that. But utility rooms also contain utilities, right? Like the furnace, the water heater, in some cases a water softener. Now you want to make sure that all those appliances are clean, because the cleaner they are, the newer they look. If you have a 12-year-old furnace in your house, you don't want it to look 12 years old. You want it to look new. When a buyer's looking in that room and he sees a 12-year-old furnace or a water heater, he's already knocking money off of his offer because he needs to replace that stuff. So if you make that stuff look newer, it's really going to help. Like where the connections come into the water heater, right? They get all corrosive around there. In fact, a lot of your copper plumbing may have corrosion on it. Well, get all that corrosion off of there. And you can do that by taking like some baking soda, some vinegar, and I've seen some people actually use salt. But mix the baking soda and the vinegar half and half into a container. And when you pour that vinegar in there, it's going to bubble up and look kind of scary. So just be prepared for that, but it'll calm down. And then mix that up into a paste, and then take that paste and apply it to all of the corrosive areas around that water heater and anywhere else you have corrosion on your copper pipes. Leave it on there for 10 to 15 minutes, and then come back and wipe it off with like a wet cloth, and voila! All that corrosion will disappear and be gone. And it really helps your plumbing and your appliances to look newer and better. And that will really, really help when people are looking at your utility room. So also, if you have ever had like a flood in your house, or water in your basement or utility room or storage spaces, or even the people that lived there before you had it and there's still evidence of that, clean up all that evidence. If it's something you know about, you'll have to disclose it because that's the law. But you don't want buyers to like see it when they're looking at the house, because that will make them think that, oh my God, the basement floods, and it may prevent them from making an offer on your house. Another thing, and this is really important, is asbestos. If you have asbestos in your house that you know of, you may want to get that taken care of before you put your house on the market. And whatever that entails, you can read up on that. I'll post a link somewhere about asbestos and how to take care of it. Because if you take care of that before you have a contract on your house and an inspection is done, if the buyer asks for you to do it, he's going to want a professional to do it. And in fact, if you do any asbestos removal, by law it has to be by a certified asbestos person. So if you take care of that before, it may save you a lot of money. And yeah, that's it. Just pay attention to your storage spaces. I know that nobody thinks they're a big deal, but they really, really are. You know, sometimes I'm like showing a house and we'll be upstairs looking around at stuff and I'll hear a squeal of delight from the basement about all the storage space this house has. I don't get it because I don't collect stuff, but most Americans love stuff. and they need places to put all that stuff. So make sure that you give them plenty. And at the end of this video, I'm going to post in the end screen, I'm going to post a link to a George Carlin video about storage and stuff and how much Americans love it. Watch it. It's really funny, but it also rings true. And if you plan on selling your house now, or you know anybody that is, now or in the future, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification tab, and we'll send you an update every time that we post a new video so that you can get more tips and strategies on how to make more money when you sell your house yourself. And if you found value in this video, please hit the like button. It really helps us. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.